you are part of a divine plan. Discover how, like the writers of the scriptures, you can be the protagonist of your own sacred narrative and understand that everything written in the sacred texts directly concerns you. Delve into this fascinating tapestry of human existence and find your personal connection to the teachings of Jesus. The biblical stories are reflections on the author of each book, and there is a statement that resonates in our hearts: did not our being burn within us while they made us partakers of the scriptures? Everything prophesied about us in the laws of Moses, the prophets, and the Psalms must come true, for the scriptures unfold so that their true meaning can be understood. Luke speaks to us of the Christ who dwells within each of us, for any Christ external to our being is an illusion, and only false prophets preach about that illusory Christ. It was Peter who warned that in the last days, skeptics would arise, guided by their own desires, questioning the promise of his coming. However, we must understand that corruption, conflicts, unscrupulous politicians, and misery will always be part of the external landscape, so we should not expect signs of Christ's arrival in the outer world. The coming of Christ is unexpected, like that of a thief in the night, arriving without warning to awaken within us and show us our true identity. In the beginning, it is said that God communicated with man through the prophets, but in the end, God manifests in man himself, because when the Son is revealed, he shows us God as our Father. As long as the Son of God is not manifested in man, he will seek power in creations, despising the Creator, until he finally understands what is expressed in Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows the work of his hands. Despite scientific and technological advances, such as sending man to the moon, we discover that everything is devoid of life without the presence of the Creator, whose true work is here, within ourselves. The Bible is a reflection of our spiritual and personal biography, where each page narrates an experience that we have lived, are living, or will live in the future. Every human being is represented in the figure of Jesus Christ, and the 7 billion people in this world are united in the same narrative, each living it in their own way. In Isaiah 9, we are told that a child is born to us, a son is given to us, and the government will be upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. The day will come when we awaken to our singularity, feeling a vibration so intense that we will think we are about to die, but in reality, it is a great awakening, like emerging from a dream, and we will understand that we are one of God's dreams. We may not know how we got here, but we will be sure that it was our choice, an irrevocable power. By our own will, we decided to dream this dream that is our life. The scriptures remind us that we are not dead, only asleep, and the destiny of one who sleeps is to awaken. Jesus is born and reborn every day in every child that comes into this world, so the Bible is not a text about past beings, but about the living. The Wonderful Counselor is compared to a serpent, the most cunning of God's creatures, who suggests to Adam and Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge. Despite the fear of dying from eating the fruit, the serpent assures them that they will not die, but that their eyes will be opened, and they will be like gods, knowing good and evil. The serpent did not lie, for knowing good and evil does not mean dying, but living a dream. We left paradise, where we were everything, and fell into the world of Caesar, where everything seems to be separate. God said, "Behold, man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil," just as the serpent predicted. Only by coming to this material world can we taste from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Here we are something concrete, while there we were everything. There we felt heat and cold simultaneously. If we want to experience only one of these, we must come to the world of Caesar. We must taste from the tree of knowledge, for there is no sin in the serpent or in the apple. The concept of sin only arises after eating the apple, because then we distinguish the pure from the impure, but on the other side, everything is unified. No one ascends to heaven unless he has descended from it, and just as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so must the Son of Man be lifted up. Our life is a sacred narrative, where every experience, challenge, and joy we face is an essential part of a greater design, in which we are co-creators alongside the divine. Free will allows us to choose our path, shape our lives, and determine our reality. The parable of Adam, Eve, and the serpent in Eden speaks to us of temptation, the fall from grace, the essence of knowledge, the power of choice, and the inherent duality of our existence. By choosing to eat from the tree of knowledge, humanity embarked on a journey of discovery, not only of the world around us but also of ourselves and our inherent divinity. This journey is a reflection of the alchemical process of transformation, where each individual, through their own trials and tribulations, seeks purification and enlightenment. Alchemy, in its essence, is the art of transformation, seeking to convert the basic into something precious, darkness into light, and the mortal into the divine. Our life, with its ups and downs, is an alchemical process in which we seek to transform our mundane experiences into lessons of spiritual growth. The figure of Jesus, as the Christ who resides within each of us, is a constant reminder of our divine potential and our ability to overcome earthly limitations. Like Jesus, each of us is called to awaken to our own divinity, to recognize the spark of the divine that resides within, and to live according to that knowledge. This revelation is both an awakening and a return to our true essence that has always been present, though often forgotten in the distractions of the material world. The concept that no one ascends to heaven unless he has descended from it speaks to us of the cyclical nature of existence and the intrinsic connection between the material and the spiritual. We are not here by chance, but by choice, and this earthly life is an opportunity to experience, learn, and eventually return to a higher state of consciousness, taking with us the lessons learned through our human experiences. We came from heaven, you and I, renouncing everything we were to embody the limitations and weaknesses of the flesh. We assume misery, although in reality we are rich. We assume weakness, although in truth we possess the greatest strength. Being infinite, we have assumed all these conditions as an adventure to live, the world seeking its glory. But it is only here, in the world of Caesar, where that glory can manifest, and it is revealed individually, for on the other side, glory is collective. We are the Word of God, present from the beginning, but we are not only with Him, we are also Him. The Father fragmented into many sons, and all are necessary to recompose the Father, just as all the fragments of a vase are required to restore it after it breaks. Our existence is an intricate tapestry, woven with the threads of our personal experiences, where each of us is the protagonist of our own sacred narrative. We must embrace our personal history as an integral part of the divine narrative, living with a deeper purpose, guided by love and faith in the divine process. We assume misery, although in reality we are rich. We assume weakness, although in truth we possess the greatest strength, all as part of this great adventure that is life, in search of our true glory.